Hello, farmers, and welcome to another episode of the harvest season. My name is Al,
And my name is Cody.
and we're here today to talk about cottagecore games. Oh, woo!
Oh, ooh, ooh,
Woo!
ooh.
This episode, we're going to
Mm-hmm.
talk about Outbound, a
Shocker.
game that Cody has been playing, I have been playing, and
Mm-hmm.
Cody has on their game draft for the year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cody's now up to two games with
Mm-hmm.
actual scores.
Yep. I'm winning.
So far, it's not hard to win when you're the only one with games. That's not true. I have one as well. I have one as well.
Well,
Uh,
you guys should have chosen better games or been first.
yeah, well, exactly. We all wanted Procopia.
Yeah.
It's fine. You're going to look back and regret choosing Haunted Chocolatier, so it's all good.
Nope. I don't think I'll ever regret that.
We are probably, less than a month away from me finding out whether or not there is actually a Story of Seasons game coming out this year.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think if we've not heard of one by the end of June, I don't think one's coming out this year. So
Mm-hmm.
getting a bit nervous, but we're coming into the time period where it would be announced because it's Summer Game Fest in 2 weeks. So here's hoping.
Yeah. Fingies
Here's
crossed.
hoping.
I do think it would be fun for that to come true for you
I really hope it would just be
because that would be hilarious.
it would be so satisfying.
To just like throw a dart into the into
Yeah.
the into the
It- well,
blankness of the world and have
it's
it
like
land.
you with Haunted Chocolatier, right? Like it's not going to happen, but if it does, you'll feel so good about it.
It'll be really funny.
All right. Yeah, we're going to talk about Outbound. We have some news to talk about as well. But first of all, Cody, what have you been up to?
I have been playing Outbound for sure. Surprise, surprise. But I also this week got Librarian Tidy Up the Arcane Library, which is a game that's on Steam. It was only like $6, which is great. And basically, it is a game where you are a librarian of a library, and a fairy has come in and like thrown all of the books around. So there's like 4,000 books, and they are all over the place. So your job is literally to like put them back on their shelves in the right order, in the right like sections.
3,000 books.
I thought it said 4,000 books. Is it 3,000?
Steam says
Okay,
3,072
yeah.
books.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Oh my
3,072.
word.
And it ends up being like 400 shelves, I think. And then there's all the different like topics. So one of them is like alchemy, because it's like magic based. So it's alchemy and conjuration magic and destruction magic and restoration, healing magic and holy magic and necromancy and like all that kind of stuff. But then there's some really weird ones thrown in, like law, um, which they just call jurisprudence. And then there's like a couple of shelves that are, they call them otherworld shelves, but it's clearly like human realm shelves where they talk about like some of the titles or something like the awful jobs that exist when you don't have magic
Hmm.
or silly things like that. One of them that's in like the language section, I believe, has to do with C++. There's some really funny like titles in there for sure. And yeah, so you basically, when you first start the game, you just pick things up and set them. You can pick up 10 books at a time and then you put them on the right shelves. Over time, you get like skills that allow you to do it faster or like sort or highlight like where the books of that particular like series are in the room for a short period of time. So it does go faster as you go. But I one shot this game, so that is I did not take a break and I played through. And it was 8 hours. I
Wow.
think I had messaged in our Discord group, like, has anyone played this game? And then I disappeared to the world for 8 hours, and then I came back and I was like, and I beat it. So, and the funny thing is, I would play it again. But it was a lot for sure. So I recommend it if you are the type of person who likes tidying things or um just like sorting things into order, but do beware you can get sucked in. Um,
I
but
can't tell if I would like this game or if it is just utterly terrifying to me.
yeah. Well, Alec, what if I told you it's $6?
Well, yeah, no, I see that. I see that.
Yeah, so you could play,
Uh,
and it's Steam Deck compatible. So I gently asked my husband if I could borrow his Steam Deck, and then we were
your
talking
Steam
about the
Deck,
merits.
your
We were
Steam
talking.
Deck. Thank you very
No,
much.
it's. I mean, it was mostly like he bought it for himself to be able to play his games.
I'm saying you're the plural here, right?
Correct, correct. I get. Yes, you are correct. But it is something that he mostly plays. Um, this was the first
Until
time
it's
I was
not.
like, yeah, this was the first time I was like, oh, I would like to play this. And then he reminded me that if I really like a game, it's on his Steam account. And so if I wanted to play it again later and I get myself a Steam Deck, I would be kind of screwed. But in a
Uh,
game like this would be great because I can just play it again. But yeah, it tickled my brain in the right way. It was also great because I was having a day where I was kind of couch bound, like I was unable to really move around a lot due to chronic illness. And so I wasn't able to like sit at my desk and do specimens, which is what I would normally do.
hmm.
But I kind of got the same itch out of it because I could just like slouch in bed or on the couch and just like get comfy and just play it. And I like listen to a book at the same time. So 10 out of 10 recommend. If you like that kind of thing, let me know, listeners, if you've played it, or if you want to talk about it.
I will say,
Hmm.
bad name,
Yes, I
terrible
agree.
name.
Though I wonder if like this is going to be a series of games. So if it's like librarian, tidy up the
Doesn't make it
uh
any better of a name.
underworld library, and then it's more about like vampires and werewolves.
But in that,
You're right.
I mean, my immediate thought was you just call it arcane librarian, right? Because then you've got the two things that matter. Um, and then that still works for what you're suggesting, even if the plan is to have multiple games, right? Like you still then
You're
have the
right.
same thing. It's like Underworld Librarian, right? It's just like because every time I think about this after you've mentioned it, I can never remember what the name of the game is.
Yeah.
It's like Librarian something something arcane something something something. Just too many words. Too many words.
Yeah. I'm trying to
Bad
look.
name. Make a better name.
So this game came out like within the last month. That makes
Yeah, it
sense.
was the
But
end of April.
I'm just trying to look now like what other library games there are. And it looks like there's some small ones, but none that itch the same thing. Library Simulator. No.
Steam, is this
No.
game relevant to you? Similar to games you've played, Heartopia, 1 hour on record. User reviews, very positive. Currently popular.
Yeah.
One friend wants this game.
It's definitely very popular.
It's A's. A's wants this game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it's not listing you as have. Oh, because you said it wasn't your account. That's
Yeah,
why.
because it's on my husband's account.
And I am not
So,
friends with him.
no. He doesn't actually, he has a lot. I was going to say he doesn't have a lot of Steam friends, but he does because when I was playing, I was getting a lot of notifications. But I doubt that he talks like, I don't think that he's very interactive with his friends on Steam. But
Wow, shocking.
yeah, you know, software men and their silence. In actually,
How
I was going
dare?
to say in the real, but
How
I don't know.
dare?
Yeah, you're. Who is the abnormal one there? Is it you or is it him?
What is normal?
You're right. So that's what I've been playing. What have you been playing, Al?
I have also been playing Outbound. I haven't been playing anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Not because my time has been completely filled with playing Outbound because I can't get enough of it, but because I did that thing where I feel guilty playing any other game because I'm meant to be playing the game that I'm covering this week on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
Okay.
we'll talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think that's pretty much it. Let's see if I got anything interesting to talk about. I started watching the Studio Ghibli films.
Oh, okay. Because you had not, right?
I had not, no. I've been talking about it for a while,
Uh-huh.
because it's been one of the things that I've been wanting to do. But I
Yeah.
wanted to do it in a time period where I was like, okay, I'm going to watch at least two a week and just
Uh-huh.
like get it done and kind of like not binge them as such, but like I
Right.
don't want to. When me and Rona watched through all of the James Bond films, it took us like 9 months because we were so bad at actually going through and watching them all. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
want it to take that long. So,
Is that worth doing?
James Bond.
Yeah.
Do you like any James Bond films? Have you seen any?
No.
Okay. Uh I think it is
I know the
worth it.
vibe.
What I
Okay.
will say is that if you watch them all so close together like that, as opposed to over decades, you will notice how similar the stories are.
Yeah.
So it's not for the story because the story is the
Right.
same basically. Um, and obviously in the first mm, quite a few of them. I mean, obviously it's James Bond. There's going to be misogyny in all of them, but at the
Right.
beginning it's particularly bad.
Yeah.
So you do need to go in bearing that in mind.
Yep.
However, I think it was I enjoyed going through them all, and it was
Okay.
interesting to see how it progressed and going through each of the different James Bonds and seeing how they progressed, et cetera, et cetera. I thought it was
Hmm.
enjoyable.
Okay.
Um, and
Yeah,
there's
I think that's one of those series that I've just not really done.
Yeah. No,
So
yeah,
good to hear.
I think it's worth it as long as you can deal with the rampant misogyny and at least one explicit rape scene.
Oh. I don't know.
I mean, it's not a graphic scene, but it is
Right.
like he
It does
says we're gonna have
happen.
sex, she says no, and then the next scene is they're waking up. So it's like,
Yeah.
Shrew.
Yeah. Not
So
not
yeah.
happy vibes.
But I mean, the misogyny in general is kind of what you expect because it's James Bond, and that's kind of the point, right?
Hmm.
I did enjoy. There's a point where when Judi Dench starts showing up
Hmm.
because she's in a lot of them, um, the tone shifts in a way. It's like James Bond doesn't stop being a misogynist, but he just starts getting called out on it,
Hmm.
which I just think is very interesting. That it basically directly happens when Judi Dench becomes M, and it's
Hmm.
like that's the point where they decided, huh, maybe women are people too.
Also, excuse me, Dame Judi Dench. Thank you very much.
I refuse to use those terms because I disagree with them as a fundamental policy. I don't agree with the monarchy having power over titles, and so I refuse to use them. Thank you very much.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Fun times.
Cool. That's what we've been. Wait, no, this is. Wait,
That's what
yeah,
we've been
that's
up
what we've been
to.
playing. That's what we've been up
We've been up
to.
to. It's literally written in the show notes for you to see the words.
You think I'm looking at the show notes?
uh, oh yeah, we got distracted with James Bond. Yeah, so I'm watching through the Studio Ghibli films. I'm two in so far.
Which
Um,
ones? Which ones?
the first two was it now? Nice, Narcissa? Is that how you say it?
Nausicaa.
No, no, that's it. Sure. Um,
Nausicaa.
and Castle in the Sky. Those are the two I've
Okay.
seen so far. So,
Hilariously, I've not seen those two
oh,
because I have
I
not done like a systematic watch through of those either.
I will say so far. So I've seen those two, and I've seen the Boy and the Heron. That's the newest one. I saw that
That's
in the
also the
cinema.
one I've also
Um,
not seen that.
and one thing I've noticed so far, there's a lot of flying. There's a lot of things in
Hmm.
the sky. So I just
Interesting.
think that's interesting. I wonder if that will continue. But yeah, with me going to the Isle of Man for 2 weeks, I will be watching a lot the next 2 weeks,
Hmm.
uh, and then at least two for the rest of the week. So I reckon I'll be done in about 7 weeks, maybe something like that.
Okay. How fun.
That's what we've been up to.
Oh,
Woo!
woo.
We are going to go through some news then. There's not a lot of news, but there's always some. First
Hmm.
up, Budgie's Bug Shop have announced that they're releasing on the 25th of May, which is in the past if you're listening to this podcast. It's not the
Oh,
past
yeah.
for us, but it will be the past for you.
So this game looks really freaking cute. I don't remember if I've seen this before or not. My one question, so it is on Mac, which I'm super excited about, but
Woo!
there's no indication of price?
Hmm.
Question mark.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't tend to show price until it's
So,
actually out.
well, some people do, but just
D-
not them. Um,
I don't think it's very common to have price before you're out.
that's fair. So to be determined, but I love like I know you don't like these shop games.
I no
Um,
no, it's not that it's not that I'm against the concept of shop games, it's that I haven't
mhm.
enjoyed one yet.
Okay, okay. So a
But
possibility
I am
exists.
open to what I really want a shop game to be good, and this one intrigues me.
Ooh.
Well, because it
Oh.
seems like really like the scaling up of things is what intrigues me
Mm-hmm.
most about this, right?
Yeah.
Um, I, I don't know whether that will actually lead to something that I enjoy, but yeah, it definitely feels to me like it could be.
Mm-hmm.
My question is this a roguelike? Because it has lots of feelings of roguelikes, but I don't see anything about it actually resetting. So is
Mm-hmm.
it a roguelike or is it like a cookie clicker paperclip thing where it's just you're just building up into this ridiculous degree, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not focused around the restarting? I don't know.
Yeah. To be determined.
It does say sell bugs in an ever expanding shop and not it doesn't talk about runs anywhere. So I'm hoping it's not a roguelike and it's just a
Well, so it's you
let's get
sell
as
the
big
bugs, but you
and
have to collect the bugs. It looks like there's this little mini game of like a cookie
yes.
clicker style mini game
Yeah.
thing. Um, and that could be a roguelite situation.
Well, okay, right. I mean, the problem with that is like any repeating gameplay can technically be called roguelike, right? Because it's just a repeat,
Mm-hmm.
but like every game has repeating gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
I only consider a roguelike if you're like, okay, all of our progress gone now.
Oh,
And
okay, yeah.
sure, there might be some upgrades you can buy between them, but you have to then start again. It's not the same thing if you go, oh, here's a little part of the game that you have to keep replaying to catch bugs. That's not
Okay.
then Pokemon's a roguelike because you have to keep battling and catching Pokemon, right? Like
Well, I never said Pokemon wasn't a roguelike.
no, I would I would say it's not, right?
Yeah, no, I would too. Just being feisty.
You're going to say facetious.
That's probably a better word for it. Yeah.
Anyway, intrigued.
Intrigued.
Maybe this can be part of the month of bugs.
Month of bugs. Yes, for sure. And I need to come up with more
That was the first mention of it on the podcast, by the way.
oh yeah, something about a month of bugs. Ooh, spooky.
No, not spooky. Summer, not Halloween. Summer is not spooky.
But bugs are spooky to some people.
But
So
should they
that's
though? Should they be?
no, so that's one of the goals of Summer of Bugs. I was actually thinking about having it be like we talk about games, but I also like cover some groups of bugs. Um
Well, now I have to do that now that you've said it. Otherwise, Stuart will be unhappy.
You're right.
You're
And I'm
teasing the
sure
idea of bug talk, and I don't give it to them.
yeah.
Stuart's going to be annoyed.
Yeah. Um, I just think that'd be fun to like go over some bugs and explain some bugs, but it might not be fun. Listeners, tell us what you think. If you want Bug Month to include bug knowledge, or if you want bug stories, because I we can't. If I did all of the things, it would these would be very long episodes.
Why not?
Okay,
We
you're the
just need to we
person.
just need to start doing it because we are not far away from the month
Yeah, you're
of
right.
summer, the summer month, the month of I'll be on holiday. All right. Next, Solarpunk have announced that they're releasing on the 8th of June.
Yep.
So there we go. I
Period.
don't think this is going to be an early access. I think this is a full release.
It doesn't say it's early access. Like it doesn't make it seem like it that's what it is. So I
Exactly.
would, yeah.
And I don't remember ever seeing anything about early access. And they have released like private demos, I think, private play
Mm-hmm.
tests. So I'm hoping that this is a full release.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether I said it. 8th of June.
Yep.
There we
On
go.
a lot of things. Um, Steam, GOG, which I don't know what that is, the Epic Games Store, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and then Nintendo Switch 2, which I'm assuming also means, oh, no, I guess it doesn't. I can't make that assumption because it literally just says Nintendo Switch 2, period. It doesn't say,
Wow. Interesting.
yeah, it doesn't say Nintendo Switch,
No Switch, just Switch 2.
just Switch 2.
That's unusual for a not first party game.
Yeah.
We're just going to get more of them as time goes on. I'm just surprised it's already happened because it's only a year since the Switch 2 came out, and most third parties want to get the massive amount of people on Switch as well.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, GOG is it's I believe it's a DRM free PC store.
Okay.
That's what makes it
So
different from Steam and Epic.
those are words that you said.
DRM is digital rights management. So it's stuff that's in your game that stops you from being able to The design behind it, what they say it's for is to stop you being able to pirate things, but it also just it can make things more difficult in terms of like, just copying it to a different computer or something like that. It makes it harder to do these things.
Hmm.
Although I've never found that Steam's DRM ever gets in the way of things personally.
Mm. Cool.
But yeah. Anyway, that's GOG. Solar Punk.
Woo.
I can't decide whether I'm going to play this game or not.
Hmm.
I feel like I probably should. It kind of feels like it might. I think the thing is, it's either going to be quite big or it's going to be a flash in the pan. Like I don't know how it'll end up.
Yeah. Are you gonna like see how it goes and then figure it out?
I don't know. We'll see. It's only what is that? 2 weeks? Yeah, just 2 weeks till it comes out.
That is horrifying.
Well, the 8th of
That,
June is 2 weeks away.
yeah, that May is like already flashed by.
Yeah. Bye, May. 1 week of May
Bye.
left.
Oh my God.
Plush Parade have announced that they are releasing on the 28th of May.
Yeah, this is another game that I hadn't known existed, but it sure looks cute. I'm not gonna play it, but it's cute.
Yeah, I probably unless I see that it's getting a lot of good reviews, I probably won't play this one either. This is definitely not my sort of game.
Correct.
It's to spend for it basically it's probably has the disadvantage of Tomodachi Life, which is like you spend your entire time like designing these characters,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just not where my brain is.
Oh, this is a Cozy Bee game. Wait a minute.
Wait, what
I
did
didn't
they do?
realize this. This is a Cozy Bee, the Ranch of Riverside, Capybara Spa, Lemon Cake, Bunny Park,
Oh,
Alchemy.
oh yeah, oh, of course. What's her name? I've
I
forgotten her
want to
name.
I want to say Elise, but I don't know if that's correct.
Yeah, yeah. We interviewed her
Hmm.
about Lemon Cake.
Hmm.
I did not realize that it was Cozy Bee. I'd forgotten that she goes by that as Cozy Bee for development now.
Hmm.
That was my confusion there. Well, there you go.
There you go. That's that.
Oh, now I probably need to buy the game. Rumble grumble.
Sorry.
We also have two new games to talk about, as opposed to the games that are new, that aren't new, but Cody just hadn't heard about.
Yep.
And the first one is Country Slime. This is where I would normally read the blurb on Steam to give you an idea of what this game is. The
Yeah,
blurb for this game is co-op survival game.
that's it. That's the tweet.
It's, you could probably copy and paste that 5 times in a tweet. That's how
Yeah,
short it is.
you're right.
Uh, so this is kind of I would say Terraria kind of gives you a vague idea of how this looks and plays because it's like side scrolly
Hmm.
8-bit graphics. You are kind of going up and down and side by side through tunnels and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But it seems to be more focused on the kind of farming aspect rather than the digging aspect that Terraria has.
Hmm.
But yeah, interesting
Hmm.
looking.
There is a little bit of a blurb that I will blurb, but it's just not in the blurb spot.
Oh,
Forage,
goodness.
cook, and eat. Upgrade your equipment and enhance your skills to take down the boss. If you need a hand, team up with up to 4 players. You can form a team of up to 4 slimes on the same day. You can join to do that. You'd either join using a join code or connect directly to a friend from the underground storage in game. Um, Looks like there's
That's way
a
too much
ser
information for a
yeah.
blurb.
Oh my gosh, wait, there's an AI generated content disclosure was utilized to create the initial draft of the background music and the music for the thing. These tracks are currently necessary for development and will be replaced with even better and more fitting music from the artist. Before this is interesting. I'd never seen these AI generated content disclosure thingies. Well, good that they're going
Fair
to
enough.
replace that. I think it looks cute, and it looks like each of the slimes has different like either your different colored slimes have different things, or you can just have different powers. Because one of these slimes has like a rocket launcher
Obviously,
and a
I'm
hat.
guessing you get them as you progress.
Mm-hmm. True. Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, so you're a slime as mentioned.
Hmm.
But it's not like everything slimes because there are like animals and bosses and stuff like that.
Yeah, you are just a slime. It's
Interesting choice.
takeover of slimes. Someone was like, what would the world be like from the view of a Stardew Valley slime?" Or I guess a Terraria slime. I don't know. Speaking of Stardew Valley likes,
Oh goodness. Oh yes, here we go. Right, the next game, Tideborne Haven, which right out of the gate, we've got the blank blank blank.
yep,
So we're there. Um, but not only that, the title screen, it just looks like it looks like the 1.7 update, right? Like that's what I imagine the 1.7 update information screen would have, right?
yep,
Like here's the name of the 1.7 update. It's Tideborne Haven.
yep,
Um, which interestingly, it doesn't seem so. The visuals is very Stardew like, right?
yes,
But that's not that unusual. But what I will say is the actual overall game doesn't seem like Stardew clone,
yeah.
which is why I find bizarre that they've decided to go all in on the image being so Stardew like.
Hmm.
Um, so, Tideborne Haven, a cozy farming sim about saving the ocean. A heartfelt pixel RPG where you restore coral reefs, rescue wildlife, and uncover the ocean's forgotten past. Relaxing, cozy, addictive. You don't get to decide any of those words, thank you.
Hmm.
But I'm glad that's what you're going for. We'll be the judge of that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, so yeah, you're like running uh, um,
I don't even
I'm
know.
not sure if you're actually running a nature reserve, but it feels like that's what you're doing.
So it sounds like like you're as the island's newest caretaker.
there, right?
Um,
Okay, so you are running a nature preserve
but the
essentially,
whole
then.
island is a nature
Yes,
reserve.
yes,
But there are also other people that live there. There's a community, there's a market, it seems like. There's buildings. Again, looks very Stardew like. But I like that it's less about like being a farmer, and it specifically is they say cleaning beaches, farming coral. So you are farming coral, but I think that that's pivotal to like coral restoration. Rebuilding the town, rehabilitating wildlife, and bringing the ecosystem back to life. So the main like idea of this game is to like restore nature. So that's neat. I mean, and that's kind of like Coral Island. But yeah. And then apparently, most of the people who live on the island, want to protect the island, but one of them is working with a smuggler for profit. So, oh my gosh. And it's up to you to uncover who, or if you feel like it, join them. There's a Joja route, you guys.
yeah. That's how you know that this is inspired a lot by Stardew.
Yeah.
It's like we've got the Joja. Um, you know, that's exactly what I feel like was missing from Coral Island, the ability to join the polluters. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm
To
obviously
meet
joking. I don't want to do
to
that.
meet the mer people and be like, screw you though.
Well, this is the thing. The interesting thing about Joja for me in Stardew is not that, oh, I'm playing the bad guy. It's that it changes your priorities. And I find that interesting. Instead of being like, I'm trying to do everything, I'm trying to build up the valley, I'm trying to get to know everyone, I'm trying to gather as much different things as I can to commute the community bundles. It's about money, and that is everything that matters in that version. You got to get the money,
Yeah.
and I found that very interesting to play. I don't want it to be my default one, but I found it interesting to do that once, right? Because it completely changes how you view everything in the game.
Hmm.
I, I'm not sure working for a bad guy is the same. We'll have to see how it works in terms of how it changes the gameplay. But working with a smuggler for profit doesn't really feel like it's going to change the game completely.
Hmm.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Some of the like things that you do in the game is really cute. So like there's wildlife rescue and rehabilitation. So it has an image of your character throwing a fish at like a bird, and then the bird eats it, and there's like a plus sign. So it says treat injured animals, care for them, and release them back into the wild. So it's like rehab, which is great.
Yeah.
I also like under crafting and recycling systems, it talks about working with rubbish, blah, 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 blah. But the graphic that's going above, or sorry, below that is a guy beekeeping, and he like smokes one hive, which is what you do to calm a hive. Well, it's not necessarily to calm them down. Bees communicate stress through a pheromone. So if you use smoke, it like dulls the pheromones, so fewer of
Oh.
them will get stressed out. And so you smoke one hive, he gets honey from it, and then the character goes to another hive and just takes honey out and then is running from a bunch of bees. So, which is cool because I think a lot of these games, it's just like, oh, you just go and you do the beehives versus
Yeah.
like this is actually showing like you need to calm them down first.
Yeah. Yeah. And that, well, it's going to be interesting to see whether that makes it more or less fun, right? Because
Hmm.
my thing about these is making it more realistic doesn't necessarily make it fun, and sometimes it can make it less fun.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see that because yeah, the standard bees is like there's bees, here's honey,
Hmm.
which
Hmm.
is not really at all how it works. It's much more complicated than that, as we saw
Yeah.
with Apico. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, how far down do they go? It does have the building next to them does say apiary on it.
Hmm.
Interestingly, so you're gonna have like a bunch of different buildings that are related to different things. Uh, I'm intrigued by this game enough to consider
Hmm.
it.
Yeah. So it's going live on Kickstarter soon.
Yeah, the
So
2nd of June.
So definitely keep an eye out for it. And to end this part, I'll just blurb the last little bit of the Kickstarter. This is the developer Ryan speaking. I wanted to create a world that feels alive, meaningful, and worth caring about, one that players can get lost in, while also connecting with the idea that even small actions can make a difference in real life too. And I love that.
Yeah,
So cool.
we'll keep you up to date.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's all of the news.
Oh,
We're
woo.
all newseded out.
Correct.
Pardon me. We are now going to talk about Outbound. So
Woo.
I'm going to do my usual, try and give a vague explanation of the game, and then see how much Cody wants to add to that.
Hmm.
This is a game where you drive a camper van around a world, gathering, crafting, building up your camper van to explore more, visit everywhere, gather everything, clearing
Hmm.
up rubbish,
Hmm.
etc.
Hmm. I would the only GG A for effort. The only thing no that I would add is the fact that this game really leans heavily on sustainability. So everything that you use is reusable, regrowable, whatever. Your van is powered by reusable energy. And the
Yeah, ish.
ish
Well, yeah, to start with, you're like generating electricity by burning things.
burning wood
Yeah, I know,
that
but still,
is
like,
regenerative.
sure, it's better than burning coal, but it still
Correct.
emits carbon.
Meh, not as much. So, especially because the rest of the world, like, there's not really like a carbon area or something. There's like an area that it's like this is the area where people are not sustainable any longer, at least not to where I've gotten to yet. Um, there's a lot of solar panels, a lot of like wind energy or rain energy, like and collecting rain. So yeah, but it is basically van life, the simulator slash life exploration game.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, fair enough. Uh, shall we do a quick initial thoughts and feelings? How do you like this game,
Yeah.
etc.?
And how do we want to talk about how far we got?
Sure.
Okay. So I really like this game. I've been playing it a lot. I am in the mountains, which is the fourth place, I believe. So I've gone through, there's like a forest and then, oh, I can't remember the order. A beach and then a desert area. And now I'm in the mountain area. So, I really like that. I have a dog, of course. Um, I think I'm at like 20 hours because whenever you load the game up, it like tells you it's like here's your latest save and it says how many hours and I think I'm around 20. So,
And
I
I'll
like
okay, okay. Is that what that's what you've got? You like
I like. Yeah, I can't really I
no
literally
more than that.
I can't think I mean
just as
I
a
would,
general, like obviously we'll be talking about the details later on, but like just
mhm.
as a whole.
Yeah, I recommend it for sure. And I'm enjoying it a lot. What about you?
Okay. Uh I'm about 5 hours in. I'm still in the first area, I
Hmm.
think. Like I'm presuming that it's pretty obvious when you're moving into a different area, right?
Correct.
Because in the first area you're like going across bridges and stuff like that, but you're still in the
Hmm.
first area, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, okay. So I'm still in the first area. Uh I don't think I would say I dislike this game. I think it's fine. It just hasn't grabbed me the way many games would.
Hmm.
Um, I find the exploration part of it not interesting, and that
Hmm.
kind of puts a dampener on the rest of it.
Interesting.
Um, I think as a crafting exploration game, it's pretty, in my opinion, pretty bare
Hmm.
bones. And so if that's what you're looking for, it's not, I think, not a lot to it there.
Hmm.
And it might just be that you get more as you continue, but I just didn't feel the draw to like, oh, I must go see that. I must go find that. Like none of
Hmm.
it seemed, there was one area very near the beginning that was kind of vaguely like, oh, okay, vaguely interesting. The fire tower
Hmm.
that kind of made gave me some sort of level of like, oh, maybe there's something interesting here. But then I
Hmm.
didn't really find anything else that made me want to continue and explore and find anything. And so it just all kind of feels like I'm just driving around a map. I'm not really exploring.
Okay.
And but I'm sure we can get into that in the
Yeah.
details. But that's kind of my overall. Mechanics wise, I guess big one is driving. Obviously, you're going to spend a
Hmm.
lot of time driving in this game. The I found the driving fine. It wasn't. So you can choose a couple of different camper vans, and the different camper vans handle differently based on their weight and stuff like that. Um,
Hmm.
I obviously just chose one. I don't. I presume you've not done a second save to compare how the driving feels.
Yeah. I don't think that's something I'm really concerned about.
No, well, the only reason I say is because I found so I chose the middle one, I think. The kind of like good handling, but not amazing
Oh,
handling.
right. I forgot that they actually have like
Yeah,
values. Got
exactly.
it.
And I found it, as I was driving, I was like, if this is the good handling, I couldn't imagine driving the bad handling one. The cornering just feels dreadful. The speed feels so boringly slow. Um, Especially when there's areas of the map that are just like straight roads.
Yeah.
I felt like I was crawling. And I know that's because you can upgrade it later and get it faster, but it just, if I'm jumping into a game where primary mechanic is driving a camper van and the
Hmm.
driving the camper van feels so boring, that's not going to encourage me to continue playing, you know?
Right.
I don't know how you feel about the driving.
I don't think that the driving really like caught me at all. I don't think I noticed anything about the driving. Honestly, I completely forgot that the different vans had like different features or different handling or whatever. Completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I think if you don't find the driving bad, then I can see how you'd just be like, it's just what it is. Especially as I guess if it's because it's not the only thing you're doing in the game, right?
Hmm.
But um, so if you're really enjoying the other stuff and you're just kind of fine on the driving, then that's. But it's not anything to be like. This is not the selling point of the game. I don't think anyone's going to play this game and be like, the driving is amazing.
I think it's more about the exploration for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So that's fine. I but yeah, so don't go into it expecting it to be amazing. The driving wise, it's fine. It's just to me, it's like I feel like I needed something there. Like the exploration is done using the driving, right?
Hmm.
And so it's hard to justify continuing to play a game where the mechanic is, in my opinion, so boring to get to the other parts that are apparently better in the game. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. I think that again, it just didn't pop up to me at all, but I could see how it could be really boring. There have been times when I'm driving where I'm like, I guess when you're saying like what you're saying about being on straight stretches, how it doesn't go any faster or any slower. Like maybe it could be faster. Um, I really think the whole vibe of the game though is just exploration and like
Yeah. Okay,
I
so
don't
so let's talk about the exploration then.
know.
Um, so the way it works is you start off, you've got this map, and it's kind of your map uncovers as you explore, which is a
Hmm.
kind of standard way of doing things. And you can kind of the idea is you're meant to like look out the area, see something you want to look at, find it on the map, click it, and then find your way to it, which is fine.
Hmm.
Here's my problem with it. Convince me I'm wrong. Here's my problem. To get there,
Get
I'm driving round roads. The roads go to the places that you're wanting to go. You're
Yeah.
not really exploring. You're driving along a road to get to a place, right?
So I do that, and I think I'm wondering how much of this is because you didn't leave the first area. Because I remember that there are these like objectives to get to. There's like question marks on the map where you're like,
Yeah,
oh, what's over here? I don't look at those anymore at all. I just go in a direction and I come upon something. And I'm like, oh, like for me, it's more like clear the map, like open the map or whatever. So it's more about clearing the map and like uncovering all of the different things that I go to. And then once I have them, then I'm like, okay, I will do XYZ thing. Some of the things you have to do, like you need to repair this bridge or you need to like figure out how
yeah,
to lower the drawbridge. So you're going to have to go around and figure that out. Um, but there are a lot of things where it's like, oh, okay, I need to like repair this thing, but that's not make or break right now. I'll do it later and then I'll come back to it later. So for me, it's less about like going to those objectives. And I again, like I'll say that that was definitely how it was in the beginning, was it was just like, okay, to the objective, and figure out what's here. But now it's just like, oh, what's over here? Or like, oh, what's this? Like, what's this little grotto thing that has a little like chair under a tree that looks super cozy and it has like a book next to the tree. So it's definitely shifted while I've been playing to more of just a go around and explore and uncover the map and then go back through again and like complete things once I've done that. Because another thing that will happen sometimes is you will uncover like around the map. We'll just go into like what the kind of like location. So there's definitely the big objectives, like the fire tower, for example. But there's also campsites. So you go around, as you're going around the map, there are these campsites that you can light a fire and it will kind of unlock that campsite or whatever. Like it's kind of another little mini objective to do. It's just like
it's a
you
collectible.
discovered it's a
It
collectible. You
doesn't
discovered
really
this
do
campsite.
anything other than collect it.
Yeah. But every campsite, or most of them for sure, have these like little supply cabinets that have a bunch of things in them. And then for the most part, usually around a campsite area will be a signal tower. And at these signal towers, you can download blueprints that you can then build.
Yeah.
And some of them are cosmetic or aesthetic or whatever, like shelves for your van or whatever. But some of them are useful things. So, like an upgrade to your pickaxe
Or unlocking the pickaxe in the first place.
or unlocking the pickaxe in the first
Yeah.
place. And so some
Yeah.
of them, like
It's
some,
basically everything in the game you get through those blueprints, whether it's
yes.
tools, whether it's things to put inside your camper van, whether it's upgrading the camper van itself,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
And the blueprints, sorry, to get the blueprints to download them, you need a download voucher, which is just recycled material.
Yeah.
So you pick up this trash along the way, you recycle it in the recycler, and it gives you
Yeah.
download voucher for every 2 to 1.
Which I think generally is a fun idea and I think works reasonably well. It's probably my favorite thing in the game is that like it's
Hmm.
this idea of you're trying to clear up the area and there's an incentive. It's like bottle recycling, right? Where you give
Yes.
a bottle back, you get 20p or whatever it is, depending on whatever country you're in.
Yeah.
It's that sort of idea. I like that. And the way to do that to get the blueprints is fun as well. It's like, hey, recycle stuff, you get blueprints.
Hmm.
That's fun. It's an incentive to recycle.
Yeah.
What I found confusing with that is figuring out where to get the different blueprints. And I don't know whether this improves as you go along, but I found it like, oh, I have an objective to get the pickaxe, I think it was. I can't remember. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter. To get a specific tool, and I need to get that blueprint. But actually being able to figure out which of the download stations will give you that.
Hmm.
And each download station, you only get one of the blueprints from it.
Hmm.
And presumably the blueprints that you didn't get from it are then available in other places because obviously I did get the pickaxe and the axe and they were both available on one and then
Yes.
I got both of them eventually. But I just found it a bit confusing to be like, where am I getting these from?
That mystery never goes away.
Right, okay. That's the thing, is like that feels so close to being fun for me. I just
Yeah.
don't understand why it has to be this weird. Like the whole game is about going to places and collecting things. Why does this also have to be that when it's like you're constrained by the amount of recycling you can gather and put into the download codes? Why do you also have to be constrained in terms of how many download codes you can use? Like that's, I think, the weird thing to me. Like if I could just anytime I get a download code, that means I can get a blueprint. And you kind of unlock different blueprints as you go. So obviously you're not unlocking like, you know, really big upgrades until you get to a point in the story. That's fine. But like
Hmm.
if I have three download codes and I have a place that's letting me choose between the pickaxe, the axe, and there was another tool that I can't even remember.
The
Why do I
scythe.
only get to choose this? Yeah, the scythe. Why do I only get to choose one of them just now, and then I have to go find a different download station to use the download code I've already got? That
Hmm.
I didn't get that.
Yeah. I can see that. I think so. I have not been worried about like where is this? Where can I find it? Because I kind of it'll pop up. Like it'll show up
This
whenever
is
it
just
shows
one of those
up.
things where it's showing how we think about games so differently, right?
Yeah, like
You're like,
I think
things will come to me, and I'm like, no, I want it now. I've got it on my
yeah.
list. My list says to do this thing. Let me get this thing.
And I'm like, well, you'll find it. I mean, there are definitely some things where I'm like, oh, I'll find it later. And then I realize that I've had like the tool or the crafting table for that thing for a while and I just hadn't built it.
Yeah,
That definitely has happened. But for the most part, I'm just like, eh, or like, oh, I saw that there's a scythe and a pickaxe, and I chose the axe so that I can get more wood because I'm needing a lot of wood right now. And then later, I know that that'll pop back up, and they do just pop back up.
yeah.
I will say that never changes.
But the
It's
thing is that
never
you're needing all of
easier,
those things all at the same time, right? Like it's not like you're like, oh, I need wood, but I don't need fiber. You
right?
need
But
both
you
of them
don't.
all the
You
time.
can still get it. It
I
just
know,
you
it's just so
can't get.
frustrating. It's like it was in a list. You just don't
Yeah.
let me get it now. It'd be like if you're like take Stardew as an example, right? Like I've got enough money to buy uh you know 50 turnip seeds and 50 tomato seeds, but it only lets you buy one of the two, right? Like that would be frustrating.
Yeah. I get that. But it just kind of it happens when it happens, and that's just a difference of the gameplay, I guess. So that the thing about like the not having the pickaxe or the axe or whatever doesn't prohibit you from getting those resources. They do still exist. It's just that so there might be like a small log
Yeah.
of a wood or whatever, but then there's a bigger log that you know will give you more resources, but you to get that you have to have an axe.
Yeah,
So
there's
you
also
can
like
still get
there's
everything.
sometimes there's stuff blocking the road or whatever, and you have to go the long way if you
Yes.
don't have the tool to get rid of it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's yeah, it's not like it completely stops. It just frustrating when you're like, I know what I need. I have the thing I need to get that thing I need. And
Yeah.
I want to have it now to do this thing, but I don't know where to get it now because I've already used up that one thing that it let me do.
Which is interesting to me that you're having that issue because I after you drive around for like another 5 minutes or something, I don't know if it's like a time-based thing or a distance-based thing or whatever. You'll get a notification that says that another
Yeah.
download blueprint is available, And then you just open your map and you figure out which of your towers that you've already visited you can go back to receive that blueprint.
Is that how that worked? Because I remember I got the notification saying that you got a radio broadcast, go to this
Yes.
place. I didn't realize that that had been one that I'd already got from, and then I need to get another.
Yes.
But the problem then is you're needing to remember which one it is. Or like, oh, is this
No,
going to
because
be
it
one that I care about or not?
Um, I guess that's true. Like, but I don't know if it's like, oh, at this radio tower, it is where I was offered this thing. I don't think that
I
they're,
think it was. There might be that there's other ones in the future that also have those ones, but I'm
yeah.
pretty sure that is the case, that it's like
Okay.
specific ones always provide the same things.
Okay.
But either way, I guess my issue is I don't like it when games restrict you in many different ways at the same time. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
I get having restrictions, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying let me access everything at the beginning. I just find it frustrating when it's like these are the four different things you have to do to get to this one thing. And it's like, well, I have three of those things already, multiple of those three of those things, but one of the things is time based and you just have to wait. It's like, but
Yeah.
I'm playing the game now. Why are you making me wait and do something else? Especially when you've given me the task to do, right? You've said, get this thing to do this thing,
Yeah.
but I've already used up that download code for now. So that download
Voucher.
terminal, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Um, and I now have to wait. I have the download code. I know where to get the thing from, and I have the task to say that I need to do that to finish this task, but I just have to wait now. Like that's frustrating to me.
I can see why you don't like this game as much as I do, because there's definitely a lot of that.
And I just want to make it clear. I don't want you to be less enthusiastic about it. Please be enthusiastic about the game if
Oh
you're
no,
enjoying it.
I am
So
100%.
don't let me overtake the entire conversation about how much I'm not enjoying it. So you really enjoy
Yeah.
the exploring part of it. Tell me
Yeah.
what it is that grabbed you about it. Why do you love it so much?
So I will say that the first area, now that I'm like trying to remember it, is not as exciting. But like other areas, it's like you just drive around a corner or like some of the areas you can't drive, you actually have to hike into an area. You'll hike over there and there's just like a cute little thing to find. Or they have these gnomes. Have you encountered any of the gnomes
I
yet?
have, yeah.
So the gnomes are another collectible, and I think that they represent the Kickstarters or like the
Okay.
top X backers or whatever. I believe that is not just because some of their names are very interesting, and so I'm like, oh, I wonder if this is like this was a person that backed it, and then they got to design their own little gnome or something. And so that's like finding those is really cute. And then even I will say I hate gnomes, but like when people have lawn gnomes, it yikes me out and I don't understand why. Um but these are really cute and they're all over. Like you'll find one that's like fishing randomly, or you'll find one around a corner and it might be holding a flower or something. I don't know. So those are really cute. Another thing that's throughout the world are these rock cairns, like to stack rocks. And if you've ever gone hiking with me, you know, I hate that. Like I absolutely hate when I'm hiking and I come upon a rock stack. I am the
Yes.
person that will go and kick that down, even if people are actively building upon it in that moment. I like them. So I like them if they're like pyramidal or something. Like so if they end up creating a habitat for an animal to live in. But otherwise you're basically taking all of these rocks that would
Mm.
provide refuge for animals and you're putting them in a straight line that's suddenly like
Yeah.
unusable. I do understand some people use them as markers for hiking trails.
Mhm.
And I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about when it's just like someone being cutesy on Instagram or whatever, and
Yeah.
I see that. So you can build them. You can find these cairns that clearly have like a rock still that still needs to be put on them, and then you put the rock on it, and you like get the collection or whatever. But you can then take it down.
Yeah.
There's like then
I
a
I
clean
thought
up
of you when I
feature.
came across one of those. I was like, Cody will like that.
I loved it. So I love that.
I want to
Um,
before you move on to the next thing, I want to talk about these
yeah.
because I don't know if I've ever shared my my thing about
Okay.
Cairns, because they're called cairns here.
Okay.
Um, Cairns are they're a traditional Scottish thing, and I'm sure other places have done things as well, but cairns are in Scotland typically found at the very tops of mountains.
Yeah.
And it's uh, I think they were originally, as you say, used for like wayfaring and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There are quite a few that have ended up becoming what are they called? Like rescue houses at the top of mountains for like people to if they're up the top and the weather goes bad.
Oh,
Um
yeah. Yeah.
they're like safety houses. There's quite a few that have ended up like that.
Yeah.
And
That I
so
think that's great.
well that's the thing. I think I just I'm not I think it's important to and I'm not saying that I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I just
Right.
like people who when they hear these things, they hear use very legitimately saying rock piles are bad,
Yeah.
stacks of rocks are bad,
Yes.
and I think it's important to like make it clear which are bad and which are not.
Yes.
I actually quite like that you specifically pointed out that the pyramidal ones, as you would call them, which is what I
Yeah.
would call that's cairns are to me. They're not like an individual single rock on top of each other. That's never been what a cairn
Yeah.
is here. They're very much like you build it up slowly as this large pyramid. Well, not even
Yeah.
large. They don't tend to be
That's
that big. That's the other thing is they don't tend to be, except the really old ones that ends up turning into these rescue houses. They're
yeah.
most often quite small but wide.
Mm-hmm. Which that again, my biggest concern about it is the like removing of habitat of an animal.
Yeah,
Because for some creatures in environments where they don't have a lot of shelter, like if it's a completely open area, those rocks are what provide shelter for
mm,
like a lot of the animals. And so even if it's just a tiny little rock, like there's probably a whole beetle colony
yeah,
sorry, ant colony or like beetles or something that could live under that rock. Um, and so that is something that I think is frustrating when it's just that single pile of like
yeah,
one on one on one on one.
yeah,
And it's just people being like, oh, I'm going to be cutesy in nature. And I'm like, no.
yeah.
I mean, you could be cutesy, get your photo. I'm going to be like, oh, that's so cute. You're going to walk around the corner and I'm going to kick that thing down. Like, I have feelings clearly. But no, I think that what you're saying is also like in an area, I think it's probably very different from where you are, where it's something that's more cultural
Yeah.
versus here and like that, I'm just gonna do it and for Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I
Yeah.
mean, you
Although I
could
think,
also do it and then take that photo and then take it down. You don't
well,
have
yeah,
to
there is
leave
that.
it, I
Well,
think is my
interestingly, the Scottish folklore around it is that when clans were going to fight in a battle, each man would put a stone in a pile, and that was the cairn. And then
hmm
when they came back, those who survived removed a stone from the pile, and
wow.
the remaining stones were then
Mm.
reformed into a cairn as like honoring the those who died.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's they were never meant to be permanent anyway, right? Like
Yeah.
I think that sometimes we can think of these things as more than they actually are, and that actually it traditionally was a temporary thing that then the remaining ones become part of but honoring the dead, but then only for a short time, right? Because especially in previous times, you would forget because you don't write all these things down, right? And
Yeah.
you pass on this information, and so you're not going to pass on the dead forever, right? Like
Yeah.
it was interesting. I was listening. This is getting really deep. I was listening to a podcast today about um oh, it was 99% Invisible. Do you listen to 99% Invisible?
I have not, but I've heard about it, and I think probably be really nice to listen to, especially now that
It's
yeah.
a really good podcast. I love to listen to it every single week.
Okay.
And they're doing a series just now on it's about in the run up to the America's 250th anniversary. They're talking about 100 objects to do with the country that are less famous than previous than the standard
Okay.
ones. It's interesting. They're actually asking people if you've got something that you think is interesting in your attic, talk to us and we'll
Okay.
so I really like what they're doing with that. They're kind of taking everyday things. They talk about it as being the nobodies, the
Yeah.
nobodies talking about. the history. But the first episode was about a time capsule that was put in on the 100th anniversary to be opened on the 200th anniversary.
Uh-huh.
And the interesting thing about that was it was kind of the first time that these sorts of things had happened, certainly in the West. The idea of remembering the past and thinking about the future is that for so long people didn't really think about the future because the future is pretty
Mm-hmm.
much the same as the now, right? And so they would just think about the now. Whereas at that point, it was such a the progress of technology was ramping up so much that people were like, well, how is this going to be? And so they were thinking about how the future will be.
Yeah.
And I find that really interesting, just the idea of like, we are in a unique time where the last sort of 100 to 200 years is the only real time in human history that people have really been thinking about both the past and the future and
Yeah.
not just thinking about the now. And actually, in a way, isn't that a huge privilege to be able to think about the past and the future and not just be constantly worrying about the now? Obviously, there's lots to worry about with the now, right? But
Yeah.
most of us aren't thinking about our constant, are we going to be alive tomorrow? Most of us, thankfully.
Right.
Obviously, some are. Most of us, certainly almost everyone listening to this podcast, will not be in that situation. And
Right.
so I just find it really interesting because we're just talking about that, like the idea of remembering the past would actually not have happened for as long as we remember the past.
Yeah. I think that's something that, again, we're off the rails, but I feel like people are going to enjoy this tangent. I feel like that's something that is not spoken about in a lot of places. So I'm from Oregon, which was made a state in 1859.
Mm,
So I like that our state and the oldest buildings in Oregon are like 100, years old.
mhm, mhm.
So they're not that old. In comparison to other buildings. When the first time I
Yeah,
came out to the East Coast, I was like, whoa, some of these buildings are old. Like they've been up since before Oregon was even a state. And there's that sense of like actual like history around you. And I know a
yeah,
lot of folks who are from America who have gone to Europe have said the same thing, how they'll go into
yeah.
these buildings that have you could just feel history.
Well, like there's buildings around me that are like 600, 700 years old. There's a
Yeah.
the oldest building in Glasgow dates back to 1100 sometime in
Yeah.
1100. It's like,
And that is just unfathomable to a lot of people. And I think it's beautiful that we are starting to think about the past and the present. I mean, if you don't, like, it's the whole if people who don't study the past are doomed to repeat it. I feel like that's happening a lot where people are saying things like, oh, this has never happened before. And it's like, it actually has happened before. And
yeah,
here's when it happened. And here's how we could have learned from that.
yeah.
Um, and
Learning
obviously,
from the past.
yeah,
What?
exactly. Um, so there's that, I think, but then also thinking, as you're saying, thinking about the future and thinking about like, oh, this, like this time capsule was put 100 years ago. What are things going to be like 100 years from now? I think that's really cool. And I think that the cairns in Scotland, it sounds like are really cool if they continue, if they still, wherever they still exist, because it is like,
Mhm,
this is a physical representation of someone who is gone,
mhm.
versus like no representation of it at all, or a grave that might not exist anymore. I mean, the grave's probably still there, but like no marker of it or something. Um, yeah. So I like that.
Yeah, and I think looking on Wikipedia, it looks like the concept of cairns is everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not unique to here, but obviously I'm coming at it from my knowledge of my culture and the history
Yeah.
here.
You have
Um,
it from that. And my most of my experience out in Oregon was people being cutesy and
yeah,
like that kind of thing.
and these
People
single,
hiking.
I think what I found interesting about the piles in this game is that I I think it's made me realize what you're talking about, right? Because I don't see piles like that where it's like the one stone and then another stone and then another stone. And it's like I can now see why you're like when they fall over, they cause problems. Because I was always like, what do you mean when they fall over? Like, why would they fall over? I don't understand. They're like just
Yeah.
structures. And then I see
So
this and
that,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, I see how that falls over. That's always going to fall over. Like, what you don't.
Yeah.
It's,
So when they not only when they fall over, but like the fact that you just took 10 rocks or whatever that were
yes.
on the ground that were providing habitat that are not doing that until it
Yeah.
falls over.
Well, that's the other thing as well is like a person doesn't build a cairn.
Correct. Well, some people do actually. Wait a
No, but
minute.
okay.
Back it up.
I mean,
The real ones.
I'm talking about cairns here in Scotland.
Yeah,
The way that they have traditionally been. Obviously, social media ruins everything. But
correct.
if we talk about how I know cairns and how I have experienced cairns, a person doesn't build a cairn. A
Yeah.
person adds to a cairn. And so it's a slow process as well that, these cairns are generally built up over years.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just pick up a whole pile of stones and make a cairn yourself, right? Like that's
Yeah.
it's cheating, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that also makes a massive difference to the impact of it, right? Because if you take a whole bunch of stones from one area and turn it into a pile in a different area, that's harder for animals to adapt to
Yes.
than if one stone is moved
Yeah.
and then 2 months later another stone is moved.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, versus like people just absolutely like
exactly,
uncovering this whole area
exactly.
and all of the bugs are like, ah, or whatever. I mean, it's not always just bugs, but like all the animals that are living under it are just like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah. And I suspect like that has been an issue here as well because one of the things, so if we take Loch Lomond is a pretty common area in Scotland to climb
Hmm.
the hills there. And most of the hills there now have like a proper path built on it
Hmm.
because they became so popular for people climbing them that there were massive scars up the side of it that you could
Yeah.
see for miles and miles and miles. Right. And so they were
Yeah.
like, well, we need to build these paths because otherwise people are just going to destroy the mountains, right? Like
Yep.
all of the vegetation because people were just climbing wherever, meaning that these massive areas were just completely destroyed because they're
Yeah.
like literally hundreds of people will go up every single day, maybe thousands every single day. And so building these paths meant that that was less of an issue. And so you probably would end up in the same situation with cairns on those sorts of mountains where there are hundreds of people every day,
Hmm.
as opposed to some hills where there's just a few people a day,
Yeah.
or maybe not even one a day, that sort of thing. And it's as with everything with humans, when we do more than we have previously done, that generally destroys the environment.
Number go big,
Yeah, exactly,
except
exactly.
for biodiversity.
Fun.
Well, this has been Karen Core. No, I think that that was something I definitely, as I was playing a little
Mm,
bit today, I was like, I want to talk about this, not only
yes.
because of the topic and the fact that it's like an exploration thing, like you come upon them. And usually they are, as you said, that they're like usually on tops of mountains or something. They're usually in a place where you can then, it's like a viewpoint that you can
Yeah.
then look out and it's
Yeah.
like a pretty view. And you might even see things that it's like, oh, I actually want to go over, like I haven't uncovered that part of the map yet. I
Yeah.
want to go over there now. Um,
You could actually, interestingly, you talk about that because you could actually argue that cairns serve no purpose in Scotland anymore because, certainly in terms of the wayfaring aspect,
yeah.
because I don't know if you know this about Britain. I'm talking specifically about Britain, not about the United Kingdom.
Okay.
Um, I can't remember when it was. At one point in the past, I'll need to Google exactly when this was. Um, the Ordnance Survey put up they're called trig points because they're obviously used for trigonometry. If anyone
Okay.
understands how these, which were there for measuring the heights of all of the hills, every single hill in Britain,
Okay.
basically.
Much
Um,
Hill.
but they're placed so that for every one that you're at, you can see at least two others from it. So
Hmm.
if you're up the top of a hill and you're at a trig point, they generally are at the top of hills because obviously those are the most visible bits. You'll be
Right.
able to see the other tops of hills around you and see their trig points. So they kind of do the same thing as what wayfaring cairns would have done in the past, right? You can
Hmm.
see places. So yeah, just that was
Yeah.
interesting. But the other funny thing is you'll also just randomly find them in fields
Oh, because
because
like it.
because they have to be every certain distance, right? Because otherwise they don't work. Um, and so they are everywhere. And yeah, you'll be. It makes sense when you're at the top of a mountain, you see one at the summit. Great, fantastic. It's quite common to like stand on top of it and take a picture. Hey, I made it to the top of this mountain. Great.
Yeah.
But then yeah, you'll find them a random one in a field, and you're like, oh. Hello? Are we at something special? And it's like, no, you're not at somewhere special. You just in between hills, and the hills were too far away from each other. So they had to put one here as well.
Yeah. Well, then if you find one in the middle, you're like, there's got to be some hills near here.
Not necessarily. They're literally everywhere. Like they
Or
have,
you could follow them like to a hill.
yeah, but you can also just see the hills. But yes, they are like when I say they're everywhere, they are everywhere. Like every single one you have to see at least two from, which means that even if you're not near hills, they still have to be.
It's interesting. What do those look like?
Let me get you a picture.
Yeah, put one in the Discord, the Slack.
I will go find one of mine because I have had pictures with plenty.
Oh. Um, okay, while you do that, I will continue to talk about cool things in this game. Um, so there's also just like there are notes around. So at present, there are not any NPCs that I have uncovered, like that
Mhm.
are people that you could actually talk to. It's a lot of things like in the desert, for example, there's a house that you go into, and the only purpose of this house, like there's nothing in it for you to like do really, except there's a note on the door that says, "Hi, if you're here in my house, I'm gonna be gone for a couple weeks. Feel free to take anything, but also please make sure that you water my cactus or something, or like water my plant." And so there's this giant plant that you can water, put water into, and it doesn't give you anything, it doesn't do anything. It's just there. And I think there's a lot of that kind of stuff where it's like, and this happens, there are ranger stations throughout the Western North America that are like just a house for people that are traveling through the area, especially if in areas where you might be backpacking, where it's like anyone can stay here, please be respectful, clean up after yourself, but here is a shelter. And I feel like a lot of the houses in this game are kind of like that, where it's there's no one there, and they're like take whatever you need, so you can get resources by just like taking someone's bread or something. But and it's just little things throughout the houses. I'm like drawing a blank on like specific cute things, but there's been a lot of things in this game where I'm like, oh, that's really cute, or like, oh, that's really fun. And I think that for me, not wanting to game guzzle, like some people,
Wow.
I'm really enjoying it for
Yeah,
that exploration aspect.
I think I found it kind of interesting. The environmental storytelling is obviously how they're wanting to
Yes.
do things. Um, I think what I would say is for me it was very few and far between,
Mm-hmm.
which again is probably fine if you're looking for a, exploration game where you occasionally find things.
Mm-hmm.
Just I'm guessing that's not my thing. um, yeah, it was. I also the first one I found was fun. It was the fire tower.
Yes,
Is that
the
what you
fire
call them?
tower.
Fire towers? We don't we
Yes.
don't we don't have those here. You
Yes.
and then I also came across another random cottage,
Mm-hmm.
but I found like the cottage was very samey of the fire tower,
Yeah.
and I
It,
didn't feel like there was anything that made that one particularly interesting. Like the
mm,
thing that would have been unique about the fire watch tower or whatever you called it, sorry, fire tower. I already forgot what
mm-hmm.
you said you called it. Um, was the computer, but it turned out that that was just the same thing as you find all over the place. Because that was the first download thing I
Yeah.
found was the one in the fire tower,
Oh, interesting. I
and
found multiple of them before that.
I was like,
Well,
oh,
so I think
interesting. There's a thing here, and you have to go and get because that one you had to go and find a few things to like unlock the computer and then you get your
yes.
download code. And I was like, oh, that was interesting. And then I found out that those download stations are everywhere and it became less interesting.
Well, so a lot of the download stations do not require that like little mini game
Yes.
find it
Yes.
thing, but a lot
Exactly.
of the ones that are objectives, like the fire tower or like the coffee house in another place, they have that thing where you have to find a flash drive, a floppy disk, and a password decoder. And once you find those three things, then you can unlock the computer that is within whatever place that is. So it makes you like explore that area, that house area, which
Yeah.
I am the type of person who's going to explore it anyway. So it's like, okay, cool, like a reason to do that. I think like the first time I encountered like the fire tower, I had found like the flash drive and I was like, oh, what's this? I'm just going to take it. And
Yeah.
then later I like came up to the thing and it was like, I need this, this, and this. I'm like, oh, okay, let me go find the other things. Because I'm just a hoarder. But yeah, so I think that worked well in my favor, of the kind of person I am when I'm playing games. But
Yeah.
most of them you don't, and you still need a download voucher for that. But most of them, all you need is the download voucher to access and download a blueprint.
Yes. Yeah. I guess I would have found it probably more interesting if it was more stuff like the fire tower, but the other stuff that I found just kind of felt more of the same rather than like different puzzles. Um,
Yeah, that's definitely true. They don't change up that. I mean, there are definitely a few places where you have to do a little bit more than just that, like find the floppy disk and the flash drive and the whatever. But
yeah.
that is a common thing that happens. So if that is a little thing that you're not particularly a fan of, then
Yeah.
that I cannot tell you that that gets better.
Yeah, most of this episode is me going, I didn't like this aspect of the game, and you going, I liked that aspect of the game.
And that's why we have differing opinions. Though I don't think
Yeah.
you hate this game. I think it's just not like,
No, I mean, I said that at the beginning. I don't hate the game. It didn't grab me. None of it
yeah,
went, I really need to explore. I really need to do this. And I'm a little bit sad about that because I kind of hoped there might be. But
yeah.
I've now posted the image in the spoilers thread on Slack
Oh,
of the
interesting.
of the trig point.
Okay. Very interesting.
This is me planking on a trig
Yeah,
point.
I see that.
This was 2011, I think.
I don't think I have, well, it would have to be because you were planking. And that's the time frame of planking, I think, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Um, I don't think I've ever gotten a photo of me planking on anything. I don't
Oh,
think I've
I
ever,
have far too many of them.
I don't know if I've done a lot of that. Um, okay, so that's, I mean, there's more to like to talk about with the exploration, but I don't really want to spoil it too much. There's
Yeah.
more areas for you to explore. So after you've explored an entire, well, I guess you don't even have to have finished the exploration of an entire area, but after you've gotten like enough resources or the type of tools that you need to be able to access the next area. So for the first area, there is a mine. I don't know if you've come upon the mine shaft or whatever.
I have not.
There's just like a part of the road that well, that's what it looks like at least. It's definitely a tunnel. And you come upon it and there's like a bunch of rocks in it. So you clearly need a pickaxe. And so you have to like explore until you get the pickaxe recipe and then build the pickaxe. But once you do that, you can then go through that. And what that is the entryway to the second place. So you go
Okay.
from the forest to the beach.
Hmm.
And then there's one of those for each thing. Like there's a way in every place to get to the next area that you can find and then be like, okay, cool, this is where I go to the next place, but I want to try and finish this area first, or at least because you can always come back, so you don't have to like 100% the area, but it's fun to 100% areas as best you can.
Yeah.
So
I would definitely, I think if I was enjoying this game, I would definitely be focusing on 100%ing it as well. Because that's the
if I
thing, this
was
game
enjoying this
is,
game.
the, the game is collectibles while driving a camper van, right? Like that is
Yes.
the game. And so if you're into that, if you're
But
enjoying that,
it's
that's
also
you're going to want to do all that.
there's also exploration.
Sure. But the exploration, what's the point of exploring? It's to find the collectibles.
No, it's for the experience. It's to go to new places and be like, oh, this is cool. Oh, these trees are cool. Oh, what is this little thing over here? Oh, that's cool.
I'm glad you had that experience. I posted another picture in the spoilers
Oh,
thread of
oh, that's a whole bunch of pictures. Oh my God,
it's
a collage.
it's a collage of pictures of me planking on things.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Um, so moving on to like the next
That's it.
mechanic.
Nothing. No, no, no. Okay, fine.
I don't know what you want me to say. It's very impressive. That's a lot of, is
Thank
that
you.
all though? You just have those?
No, I'm sure I have more as well. That was what I did at one point, and
Oh, it's to plank
that
things.
was one week. I think I did all of those in.
I think, okay, my favorites are, and listeners, you're going to have to look at it. My favorites either include, oh gosh, okay, I have a couple of favorites. The phone booth,
Yeah.
you on your friend's back,
Yep.
and then what looks like a jungle gym style, like monkey bars, but there it looks like someone is reverse planking.
Yep. Correct.
Those are my favorites. Listeners, you're going to have to go look at what I'm talking about.
I like the one where I'm literally on a plank of wood
I
on
did see
on a
that one.
beach.
You look like you're very close to the water there.
That's a river through the beach. So we were building a dam
So
over the
are you
river.
close to water? You're very close to water there? Are
Yes, the sea.
you? Yeah, so you're
Wait,
very close
I'm
to
confused.
water,
I'm literally on top of the water.
but on a plank.
Yes. But of
Yeah.
course I'm close to water. You can see the water in the picture. I'm so
Well, that's what
confused.
I said. Yeah. I said you're close to water and you were like, "Well, it's actually a river."
I said yes, that was the river on the beach.
Okay.
I'm so confused.
You'll
Okay.
have to listen back and decide if you want to keep that in or not.
Yeah, probably
Um,
not. Right. So that's the exploring.
yeah.
So I guess
And then
the other two kind of main mechanics would be the crafting and the building.
yes, the crafting not being my favorite.
Fair. Thankfully, it
I
doesn't. I mean, I don't know whether it becomes more as you go on, but it doesn't feel like it's a humongous part of it. You find a blueprint to something and you craft it, and then you don't have to craft it again because it's like a one-off thing. There some consumables that you end up crafting later on.
Yeah, so or there's also like the okay, you want to build a battery component, and to build a battery component, you need four electronics
Oh
and
no.
two bolts and
Oh
four like
no. It's chain
sheet metals.
crafting.
It's chain crafting. So it got to the point where it's like, okay, to be able to unlock this or complete the task at this objective point, you have to build something that requires something that requires something. So that I did get to that point and I was like, oh, it's not as bad as I first thought. Like I was like, oh, this is annoying, but it's not that bad. Like it, even that only took like when I was like, oh, I gotta make these battery parts. It takes like literally 4 minutes. But it's just that there's not a good way to like move things between. You have to like take them out and then put them into the next one. You also can't mass take out. You have to take out one at a time. Um, which I'm never building anything or like making too many things, so it's not that big of a deal, but that's kind of annoying. I guess we should also talk about
Is
the
that in
storage
the
system.
crafting? You mean you can only craft one thing at a time?
No, so you can bulk craft. So you can put everything that you need to make 20 of something and then hit on and walk away.
So
There
what is
is
it
a
you're talking about
maximum.
then?
I'm talking about so if you, so to do like the battery components, for example, you need four electronics and some
Yes.
bolts and some sheet metal. So you have to go to the bolt press or bolt cutter or whatever it's called, and you put scrap metal in to get your bolts. And you're like, cool, that's going. And then you go to your sheet presser or whatever, and then you put metal in and you're like, okay, cool, that's going. And then you go back to your bolt thing and you've made 10 bolts. And then you want to take those out so that you can put them into something else, another craft table. And to take them out, you have to like take out, take out, take out, take out,
Oh, I
take
see what you
out,
mean.
take
Oh,
out,
okay.
like instead
Yeah,
of
yeah,
just
yeah.
like bulk taking them out, which
Yes, I see. I see what you mean.
would be neat.
I do like,
Or
however, that all of
yeah,
these things they can take from the inventory in your camper van, so you don't have to have them in your inventory. I like that.
yes. So that is, I was going to say we should probably talk about the storage system.
Yeah.
Your storage is limited, but you can improve it, increase it of like your backpack. And then eventually when you get a dog, your dog also has storage. So,
Oh,
and that can
please
also
tell
be
me that
increased.
is like visually like a backpack on the dog. Please tell me.
It is. It is.
Fantastic.
It's like
Change of
little,
plans. This is a 10 out of 10 game. There's a backpack on the dog.
yeah. So it's a little like harness that has two bags on the sides of it. And I
Amazing.
actually used to have one of these for my beagle. Because when we'd go hiking, I would put like his treats or like his poo bags in there so that when I needed to use one of those, I would just call him to me and I would take something out of his bag. Like he has to carry his own stuff. There's definitely like a limit. You can't put anything too heavy on certain dogs, but not in this game. You can put whatever you want in that dog's bag.
Oh, I love
Um,
that. I'm looking at an
it's
image. Oh, that's excellent.
yeah. So, but
Change
there
of
is
plan. I've changed my opinion. Best game ever. The dog gets a bag.
you get the dog pretty quick into going to the next area, so
Oh, don't,
you
I
should do that.
don't. Oh, Cody.
I'm just trying to let you know so
Cody,
you
why are
don't
you
just
doing
like
this
set
to
this.
me?
I don't want you to just set this game down when I'm like, oh, you're so close to the
Oh,
dog,
you want
Al.
me to continue not enjoying myself just so I can
You're
get a
gonna
dog?
enjoy yourself in the beach place. There's more to do. Um,
More of the things that I'm not enjoying.
but yeah, so once you have filled up your own storage or like when you've gone and collected a bunch of stuff and then you come back to your backpack, to your van, there's literally just like a dump everything into your van storage. And
Yeah.
your van storage is unlimited.
Well, can we just point out it's it's dump everything in except you can lock things to your inventory.
Yes. So
Fantastic feature.
I
This is the
lock,
second game
yeah,
this month that I'm talking about that has a lock in your inventory feature. This I think should be in every game now. This is excellent. Please more of
yeah,
this, please and thank you.
yes. So if you want to keep your download vouchers because maybe you're like wandering around and you come upon a place and you don't want to have to run all the way back to
That
your
is
van.
exactly what I locked. Yep.
Yep. Another thing to lock would be the type of wood. So at some of the other like locations, you use different wood to start fires.
Yes, which I
Um,
hate, which is stupid.
but like you don't want to bring
I don't
wood
let me use
across.
whatever wood I want.
No. And
All the
so
wood burns. Let me burn whatever wood I have.
so yeah, they have that the wood that you can use.
Do you know what? That's actually, I think, one of the things I hate most about farming games. Full stop.
Hmm.
Different types of wood.
You don't want variety in your
No,
life.
I don't want different types of wood.
But that's reality. I mean, like you can't, especially you can't bring like if you've collected wood in like Kentucky, you can't bring that wood to another state. Like you're not supposed to, because that's how pest species
Right. Okay.
move.
We are talking about moving around in, like, yeah, sure, different areas. Sure, sure. These are different areas we're driving between. We're not driving between different states. We're driving in one, like, yeah, sure, they're different areas, but it's meant to be like one national park, right? Like that's what we're driving around, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean, come
Well,
on.
that's like the one you can use the same type of wood in the forest. It's all everwood.
Okay, I'm just talking about in general, right? Like let's take Stardew for example.
Okay.
I think it's my least favorite thing about Stardew is the different types of wood.
Yeah.
Because yes, that is real life. But as we've
Yes.
discussed before, some things make it more realistic and less fun. And
Hmm.
I personally think different types of wood makes it less fun
Okay.
because like in a game where like I can take a plant and process it into seeds that I'm going to replant
Hmm.
and I somehow get way more and sometimes they can become better quality magically. That that is I'm meant to think that it's unrealistic to just use the same type of wood for everything.
Yeah.
Come on. Suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
Give me one type of wood.
Unsuspended.
Yeah.
Um,
I will suspend it for one type of wood, please. Sorry.
but yeah,
That's my wood
so
rant over.
no, you're fine. Lots of different
Love
crafting
wood.
things. You can craft counters to put crafting tables on, like the crafting. They're not really crafting tables. They're like crafting stations. Um, and then you have your
They're like automated machines, really.
yeah, where you that you turn on and off.
Yeah, exactly. Think of it like if
Um,
you're in Stardew, think of it like the mail machine and stuff like that.
yes.
Standalone thing that you put something into and something else comes out.
Yes. And then there's like crop plots, and the crop plots are super simple. It's just
Mhm.
you put up a little plot, and then a plant that you have found in the wild, you can just put it into the crop plot, plant it, and then you have to water it for however many t days. I haven't encountered it dying. I think it just like if it's supposed to be watered twice and you water it once and then never water it again, it'll just perpetually be wanting to be watered. Um, it can become auto watered though if you put it in a place where the rain can get to it.
Oh, I was like, how's it going to rain in your camper van? Of course, the roof.
Yeah.
We have a
The roo
roof.
or like out in front. That gets into building, which we'll get to in a second. Um, there's ways to sustainably or to like increase the way for you to charge your van. So that instead of having to supply it with wood, you can have a solar panel or have wind, a wind thingy so that like when it is windy or when
Turbine.
it is what? Turbine, yes, thank
Turbine.
you. So that it will automatically regenerate energy at that time. The one thing that you have to do, which is really frustrating, I always forget to do it, is to set your camp. So when you get out of your van,
Mm.
it doesn't automatically like if you have a solar panel or whatever that is built into your like built on top of your van or whatever, it doesn't automatically like start working. You literally have to set camp by opening like the side of your van
Mm.
so that it can, and then your whole like building can, the building structure that you've built on top of your van will appear.
Expands out.
But yeah, it spans out and like unfurls. And I frequently forget to do that. So I will like get out of my van and run off into the distance because I'm like, oh, my van is like running out of batteries. So I need to run away and do some stuff and let it charge for a bit. And then I come back and I'm like,
Oh
oh, it
no.
hasn't been charging
Disaster.
because it's because I didn't open it.
That was one of the things I was not having problem with because I just like automatically opened it. Although I do
Yeah.
need to talk about I I'm not a fan of going to bed with that door open. And there's no indication that the door closes when you go to sleep.
Yeah.
That feels really wrong. I'm not sleeping
Yeah.
in a van with the door open.
So to get into the or to sleep, there's like a little cot, and later you can build beds if you want. But all of them, you have to have your door open to be able to do. What you can do is you can move your ladder up. So there's a ladder that can get you to your second level of your
Oh, can you move
van.
your bed up there?
You can build a bed up there, yeah. So then you can like hit a button that moves your ladder up. But theoretically, an intruder could just move your ladder back down
Yeah,
because your
yeah.
door is just
We're in the middle of
open.
nowhere with no one to help us.
Yeah, I had not thought of that. That you just open your door and you're like, "Good night, world." You sleep with the door open.
Yeah.
If it's like windy or raining or something, that can't be comfy. You want to be
No.
cozy.
Yeah. I'm head canoning that it like automatically closes when you're getting into bed or something. Like it has to
Yeah.
surely.
Yeah. That seems legit.
All right, should we talk about the building then? Feels like a nice
Yes.
segue. So you've got uh each different camper van has a different size inside
Hmm.
that allows you to build. And then as Cody has alluded to, you then unlock the ability to be able to build on top of your camper van as well.
Hmm.
In some of the trailers, they end up looking quite ridiculous.
Yeah. You can build a whole like
Village.
castle on top of yeah, on top of your camper van.
um, I think the building is fine.
Yeah.
Um, I have one annoyance with it, and it's that it seems to default to the orientation that I don't want it to every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time, so I have to then change to like move something and then rotate it. It's just and I don't know whether it's just me or whether it's like actually a thing that it's just doing something stupid, but every time it's facing the wall.
Yeah. Well, and you can still use it if it's facing the wall, but of course you don't want
No,
you
no, I
want
need
the
to be able to see it. It needs to look better.
yeah, no, I 100% with you there. And like I don't think it's just you because it definitely happened to me too, where like as you go to place something down, it's clearly facing the wrong direction. Hilariously though, if the counter is facing the correct direction, then once you put the crafting station down, you can then go into your edit menu and like go into the move menu and you can pick the thing back up and it will automatically orient towards the front of the counter.
So they have the feature to do that.
Correct. It is
Goodness
there and it
me.
knows to do
This
it
is
and it
surely this is a bug that they'll fix, right? Surely.
yeah. Because that's it is funny that like all you have to do is just go back into it and like say, I want to change where this is oriented. And it's like, oh, like this?
Okay.
Like
Here you go.
yes, exactly like that actually. Um Yeah, because the front of all the crafting stations have like little lights that
Yeah.
are flashing when they're working or when they're not working. Though I think that the sewing machine is broken because that is always on. The light is always green, and I'm like, I don't, you're not doing anything.
I'm finished.
I'm finished. You're
I'm
like, correct.
praise me. Just a needy machine.
Needy machine. Big Sam.
Oh, sorry.
And
No, the needy machine is obviously a bread maker.
oh yeah, the bread man.
No, it's a joke about kneading.
Yeah. Um,
Laugh
yeah.
at me. I'm funny.
I'm just embarrassed because it took me a second to understand it, but I get it. Um,
You
yes.
needed some time.
Needed. Uh,
It's just the same joke, but that makes it funnier.
oh my gosh.
I'm
Um,
tired.
Valid. So there are some things that you can build that are aesthetic or oh, excuse me, now you got me yawning because you said you're tired. There's like floors so you can expand. You can there are upgrades to yourself and your person and your dog. There's like upgrade stations, and then when you use the upgrade station, you could upgrade something like the storage capacity of your van. Because I did hit upon the max capacity at one point. I like couldn't build anything more because I had started building this elaborate expansive thing to just like assume that I was going to need all of this space. And then it was like, no, I can't, it can't have that much weight on it. So I had to like pare it down. I don't like how the roofing works. It might get better eventually, but like currently the roofing is just like slanted roofs.
Hmm.
But if you, that like works perfect if you only have like a two floor wide place because there's a slant one way, slant the other way, done. But I have a three floor
Oh
wide space.
no.
So it's slant one way, slant the other way, and then I've had to build flooring in between,
Disaster.
which is clearly not it is clearly not a roof. It's clearly not like going to stop visually it would not stop rain. I think it does stop rain, like I don't think it rains in there, but
That's not the point.
yeah. I'm trying to get a little aesthetic at a game for once in my life, and then I come upon this. Um, so yeah, that was interesting. That's an interesting thing. I think there are like other packs of things that you can, it might actually hilariously be in the first area, and I just left without getting that update. So maybe I should go back and get that update of like new roof styles. Because
I
that's one
couldn't
thing. If
tell
you,
you. I only just unlocked the build on
yeah,
roofs.
because that's the one thing. If you leave an area, so like if you were, I don't think you can do this because I think you need all of the tools. But if you were to leave one area without upgrading your scythe, for example, the scythe upgrade is not going to show up in the next area.
Oh no.
Um, there might be a scythe upgrade, but it'll be like the next upgrade. So you kind of do have to complete some of the stuff in one area before you can move on. So it might be actually worth it for me to go back to some previous areas. Yeah, I
And
do
here
have to go
you were
backwards.
telling people to 100% an area before they move on. And now
I
you're
know.
doing
Well,
it
so some
yourself.
of them it's like I'm only getting aesthetic like
Uh,
blueprints. I'm not getting functional blueprints, and I could care less.
yeah. Okay.
Um, or couldn't care less.
I
Um,
wasn't going to say anything.
I said it to myself. I
I said it
corrected
in
myself.
I said it in my head, but I wasn't going to say anything out loud.
But yeah, so yeah, that's that. Do you have anything else you want to say about the build stuff?
No,
Oh, there's the cap and snaps, I guess.
what is that?
Okay, cool. You haven't encountered one. So you get these bottle caps like throughout the
Oh no, I
game.
did. I did. No, I did think
And
yes, yes. I
yeah,
just
so
wouldn't have called them that.
you come upon it's like a gotcha machine
Yeah, that's exactly what
where
it is.
there's eight or nine like of a certain decoration.
Another
So
collectible.
another collectible. So it's like bobbleheads, for example. And you put in one bottle cap and you pull the machine, pull the lever or whatever, twist the lever, and then it spins around and it spits out a random one. And then you put in two bottle caps and you get another one. And you put in three bottle caps. I'll let you know you need 35 is what you need. But I always had that many bottle caps, like period. So I would just go to my van, take out 35 bottle caps, and then run up to the thing because I just always had enough. I have not really, other than it with wood and with rocks and like the fibers, I have not really hit against the inventory issues where it's like, oh, I
Interesting.
don't have enough of this thing.
Even in the first area.
Maybe in the first area, but like I'm just that type of person that like searches every corner of everything to like
Yeah, maybe I've
loot
just not been looking
everything.
places, but I've had like a total of 10 bottle caps and I've come across two of the uh the machines.
The snap cap and snaps. Um, I mean, yeah, they're all over the place. Like a single bottle cap might be like if you see a structure, like a shelf or a pile of boxes or a table, picnic table or like a chair, there's usually something on it or around it, whether it's trash or a bottle that has a bottle cap on it, but you also get water or just a bottle cap, period. So lots of exploring for sure is beneficial in this game, but like it's not, I don't think you can really speed run it.
No.
Because you're gonna have to do some exploration and some collecting and all of that. So, but maybe the dog will make it better for you.
Maybe.
Long pause. Okay. I think
Who
that's all the
knows?
mechanics, pretty much.
Yeah, and we've kind of talked about story stuff as well because we've talked about how that works, and there's probably don't want to get into any more details about that because
No, and they've
I
said
think
that they're gonna,
if people
yeah,
are intrigued enough, they're gonna play it, and if they are, you don't want to spoil stuff for them.
yeah, and they have said that they're going to add NPCs, and they're going to, so like these
Oh no,
people will be
don't.
there.
No,
What?
that's one of the best things about it is there's no people. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, I do like that it's just kind of you in the world. That was one of the
Yeah.
first things when I was driving around. I'm like, "Ugh, do I have to worry about like blocking the road?" But you don't because there's literally no one else.
Yeah,
There's
just
like you see
veering
there.
off the road to because you saw a log in the road. Nah, I
Well, so
mustn't have that.
you see the signs of people. Like there's trash, and you can clean up a campsite and then go back by that campsite again, and there's trash again. So like clearly other people exist. I just don't encounter them really at all.
As everything should be.
You're not alone. You just choose to want to be.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah,
All
that's
right.
pretty much it. I
Cool.
really like it. 10 out of
Yeah.
10 would recommend. At least give it a go and wait until you get to the second area before you make a final judgment on how you like it or not. But
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, this is definitely it's not for me, not it's bad. Um I think if you like the sound of what Cody has said, you'll probably
Mhm.
like it. And if you get frustrated with things the way I get frustrated with them, then you probably won't.
Yeah.
So it looks nice, I
Woo.
will say. I think the game looks nice.
Yeah.
It is
It's
pretty
a
much
very
what it
pretty
said
game.
on the tin.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining me to talk about Outbound then.
hmm
We've been
Thank you
waiting for
for
this game for a
having me.
while.
We have, though I remember hearing about it first, and then when we started playing, or like when I was like, oh wait, it's like coming out very soon. I was very happy about it because I remember hearing about it and then being like, oh, that'll whenever that comes out, I will play it. And then it was like, oh, it's here. So that was nice.
Nice. Nice.
Didn't feel like I had to wait for it.
Well, is there anything you would like to tell the audience, Cody?
That Al mentioning that he is tired is contagious. No, that
Woo.
that be respectful of your surroundings, and if you build a single leveled cairn, take it down when you're done. It is fun to stack, I get it, but take it down
Take it down.
and try
All
and put the
right.
logs or the sticks or whatever, the rocks back wherever you found them to the best of your ability.
And obviously, leave no trace. Take away everything you brought with you.
Yay! Yes,
Woo.
correct.
All right. You can find the podcast on Tumblr and on Blue Sky, THS Pod. You can send us feedback from our website, harvestseason.club. What do we want to hear about this episode? If the place you're from has a similar sort of or different cultural uh, cairn situation as does mine, maybe tell us about that.
Or if you've heard about places, or if you've listened to 99% Invisible, which I am about to subscribe to, and you have one of the cool little things that they've been talking about in the episodes, let us know.
Also on our website, you can find links to everything to do with the podcast, including a link to our Patreon, patreon.com/thspod, where you can support the podcast and get access to our Slack, where we post a few things related to the podcast, most podcasts. This time you can see my planking images.
Yep.
And we've been making Cody puns this
Yep.
week.
That was very fun. Because last year we talked a lot about coding. And the farmer was a place there was a lot of coding, and so I had never thought of my name as that, but my name does have an E in it. It does have the word code in
Hmm.
it, 100%.
You also get access to our bonus episodes of the podcast, which we'll probably have one soon, because there'll probably be some Summer Game Fest stuff that won't
Hmm.
be farming related that I think we might want to talk about.
And I still have on my list of greenhouses Sonic 3 movie, Bluey, karaoke, Bug Digimon, Bug Domuskai, and Grim Cozy.
Look, I'm just waiting for you to actually do the Bluey one for me. I've watched all these episodes 5 times now, so
Did I tell you about the time that I was on a plane with Jeff and I was watching like a movie or something, and he pointed out that there was Bluey available, and I was like, I know, but I'm enjoying this movie. And he was like, I just thought you wanted to know that Bluey is available. And I was like, you're right. And I switched to the Bluey episodes, and it was like the episode where they find out they're moving, the
oh
episode
yeah.
where their sister, their aunt,
Oh,
like is getting married. It's like all of these really awful, not awful episodes, but like gut punch episodes. And I'm just like sobbing. And he was like, I didn't realize that these were all the sad episodes, but they were.
what I mean, to be fair, most of the episodes are. What I find really funny about Bluey is Craig, my 7-year-old, he'll be watching and he'll be like having a good time, and then I'll just be like sitting behind him sobbing. It's like, oh no, Chili was the sun.
Kaylee was the son. Yeah.
If you know, you know. All right. I think that's everything then. Thank you again for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, listeners, for listening. And until next time, have
Have
a
a
good
good
harvest.
harvest.
The harvest season is created by Al McKinley with support from our patrons, including our pro farmers Kevin, Stuart, and Elisa. Our art is done by Micah the Brave, and our music is done by Nick Burgess. Feel free to visit our website, harvestseason.club, for show notes and links to things we discussed in this episode.
Pausing. I love how you said that you like short episodes, and then we did a pretty long episode.
Oh, go away.